Tonight we're finally going to look into my collection of Hammer horror. If you've been watching my channel recently, you've noticed that I grabbed some Hammer horror. I got a great gift from Des, and that actually kind of got me to looking into the Hammer stuff again. I've been watching it for a while and been wanting to grab some more up. I'm a huge Hammer fan, and I can't deny, when you hear the name Brave Studios or Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Michael Gough, Michael Ripper, a lot of these names are going to evoke certain images with you for a specific genre of films, and not just a specific genre, but a specific time period. Hammer is around again now, making more modern day films, stuff like Let the Right One In. But the heyday, the golden age of Hammer horror was incredible, and I'm starting to try and collect a lot of that again. So what I'm going to let you see now is exactly what I've got now. So there's going to be some DVDs, there's going to be some Blu-rays, and there's going to be a box set that we're going to look into more in-depthly that a lot of people have been asking me to look into again. So I'm going to come right back and we're going to get right to it. So we'll start off with the DVDs. I've only got a few of these, so this isn't a huge, gigantic collection overview like my Arrows or my Scream Factories, but I am proud of what I've managed to collect en masse, even though it's only a small amount. So we'll get into them one at a time. So the first one is not really a Hammer horror collection, but it is Hammer, and it does have Peter Cushing in it. This is a very different style Hammer film, and not what most people think about when they hear the name Hammer. And it is Shatter with Stuart Whitman and Peter Cushing. It's kind of a martial arts style action, like suspense type of film, and apparently this one was shot on location in Hong Kong. So just like one that I don't have that I really want, called the Seven Brothers Meet Dracula. There's a million different names for this one. Seven Golden Vampires, for instance. This one was also done with the Shaw Brothers. So I'm guessing that this was done around the time that the Seven Golden Vampires was done, to basically to cash in on the fact that they wanted to work with the Shaw Brothers and see what could come out of that. This is an Anchor Bay release. It is part of their Hammer collection. And there is features on it. It does have an audio commentary with co-director who had been uncredited at the time, who was Monty Hellman. Wow. And the star Stuart Whitman, and this is moderated by Norman Hill. The exclusive World of Hammer thriller episode is on here, and I'll open it up so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. So you see it as its original insert as well, and of course there's the Shatter. So not a lot to say about this one because it's been a while since I've seen it. Fun little film though. There were some problems with it apparently along the way. Anton Diffring's in this one as well, so solid pickup. I'm not sure if that one's around so much anymore. You guys can let me know on these. One of the early ones that I grabbed was the original snapper case of The Mummy. Like you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I mentioned that this is actually one of my favorite Hammer films. It actually stands right up there for me with with Horror Dracula and Curse of Frankenstein. So that surprised a lot of people. But I really did like The Mummy. I liked the way that it was done, and I preferred it over the Universal mummies. I know it's sacrilege to say, but I actually did. I found that it took all the best parts of the Universal films and put it together into one more really cool, concise film. It's more action-filled, but it keeps the horror aspect, something that the Brendan Fraser films really neglected to do. This, to me, is an actual mummy movie, whereas as opposed to those kind of Indiana Jonesy type action things that later Brendan Fraser films were, that they were cute for what they were, but they weren't mummy films. No real features on this except for an interactive menu, scene access, kind of the stuff you'd have originally. It does have a widescreen presentation, and I do love the snapper case. Even though I have gotten the Blu-ray, it won't be replaced. This one is definitely staying in my collection. Next up is one that isn't even opened up, and I got this one for both. Basically have these films. This was probably the first Hammer film that I bought. There's a shop where I used to live in Corner Brook called the Bargain Shop. I'm not sure if they're a chain store or they're not around in Corner Brook anymore, but they used to have some really awesome stuff, some 2 for 10 stuff. And when I say 2 for 10, this here is like a regular 2 for 10, but they'd have stuff like He-Man and She-Ra, like, you know, the big, you know, ink and paint sets. Those were 2 for 10 as well, and I kicked myself for not getting more of those. But here we are right now. It is the horror double feature, The Curse of Frankenstein and Taste the Blood of Dracula. I actually do have 2 copies of this one here. This is the unopened copy. Figured you'd like to see this one better. It is Curse of Frankenstein and Taste the Blood of Dracula. 2 films that I really like. They are both widescreen 1:8:5 ratio, which I'm assuming is the right ratio for them. There are no features on here except for theatrical trailers. But they are 2 fantastic films. And of course I've upgraded the Curse of Frankenstein to the Blu-ray edition. But Taste of Blood of Dracula is one that I really do need to upgrade. Next up is one I picked up. Basically, this one has been around a lot of places and usually in like on cheaper labels or like on. But this is the first and only time that I saw it with its own actual release. Some of these are, of course, upgradable to Blu-ray right now. I don't have those sets. Can't actually afford them right now. But this one here is Dracula AD 1972. I really do enjoy the cover on this one here. Just look at that. Isn't that an incredible cover? I do dig this movie. I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for. Stephanie Beacham is in this, which is enough to have it alone. Christopher Neame just is incredible in this film. Very creepy, and he's always interviewed a bit on in the documentaries out with Hammer, and he's really, really a good interview. As you can see, there's like on the back. Again, this is the widescreen version, and it does have kind of that cool like picture logo, but it's really cool to actually have Dracula AD 1972 with an actual like case, and I really do like the way this is drawn. You actually got your own poster drawing on here. You don't normally get that. That's usually the one that you see like on a cheaper label, like kind of a downgrade. So that was kind of different there. Now, my favorite Dracula movie of all time wasn't well, next to horror, actually was Scars of Dracula. Now, my dad has like the special edition of that, really good one. It's long out of print. I couldn't find it, but I wanted one that would have the features that were on that edition. I wanted the commentary. I wanted the Hammer story. I just wanted to have like a decent edition with some features, and all the copies that I saw around didn't have any of that stuff. So when I was in Morocco, I went into the mall there, and I managed to come across this one here, and it is The Scars of Dracula. I really do dig this film. This one has, of course, Patrick Troughton, and it's as the bad guy, and it's kind of like Dennis Waterman's in this one, but like Troughton was like whipped in that, and people got upset with the fact that Dracula was being cruel, and I never understood that because it's Dracula. He's like aside from being a vampire, he was like a kind of a vicious nobleman warrior. Well, what do you expect from a guy like that? He was kind of a tyrant. That's kind of what he did. Again, I find this one a really good film. This has a high rewatchability factor for me. I do love this film. I would love to have the special, the 2-disc edition, all that kind of cool stuff on it. But this one does have some cool features on here. We got we got a commentary on here which I really wanted for her. The commentary was amazing. So it has Christopher Lee and Roy Ward Baker and Marcus Hearn, of course, who wrote the Hammer story, doing the commentary, and that's why I wanted that. Which gets us into the ones I got recently. I'll go in the order that they came out. So I have, of course, the original Hammer Gothic Curse of Frankenstein, a 3-disc set, the double play. I really am looking for more of these. Unfortunately, where I'm from, it costs a lot of money to actually get the Hammer ones. The things like Kiss the Vampire, Curse the Werewolf, movies like that, I would love to have a lot of their stuff, but unfortunately, it costs a lot of money here. So Curse of Frankenstein, though, is an incredible one to own. It's got some great features, and again, I'll repeat them here for the people that didn't see my previous video. But this has like both the 1:37 and 1:66 aspect ratios of the film. A new audio commentary with Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby, who are the experts on this stuff here. We got also the Frankenstein Reborn, which I watched, was an incredible documentary. Life with Sir, the movie Four-Sided Triangles on here as well. Tales of Frankenstein, the bonus TV pilot, The World of Hammer, the Curse of Frankenstein edition, which actually was pretty cool as well. And of course, there's PDF booklets you can print off as well, which are supposed to be pretty cool. And for those who haven't seen it, it's got a Blu-ray, and 2 DVDs. All the double plays are like this. Next up is the one that really made them popular, and that is Dracula, or as we know it in North America, Horror of Dracula. Again, it's another double play. This is a fantastic film. We have it in the basically the BFI 2007 restoration, and we got a Hammer 2012 restoration here as well. Both are in 1/6/6. There's a new audio commentary with Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby. We have Dracula Reborn, an incredible documentary, which is extremely interesting. Resurrecting Dracula, a documentary on the film's restoration, including the integration of lost footage. Censoring Dracula, a documentary on the original cuts to the film ordered by the British Board of Film Censors. The Demon Lover. Christopher Frayling on Dracula, which is incredible, by the way. All 4 surviving Japanese reels unrestored to show like the difference. The World of Hammer, Dracula and the Undead. Janina Fay reads Stoker at the Vault Festival. And of course, they have another PDF booklet that you can print out there as well. And of course, the pretty standard one on the inside. It's got the Blu-ray and the 2 DVDs as well. So you're not missing out on any of the features there. Next up is the Mummy, the double play edition of this one as well. Again, it's the 3 disc, 1 Blu-ray, 2 DVDs. Great features as well. We got a 1/6/6 and a 1/3/7 ratio on here. Of course, the new commentary with Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby. We have like Unwrapping the Mummy, which is an incredible documentary. It actually talks about mummification as well, actual real mummification. The Hammer Rep Company, which is a really good documentary on some of the actors that behind the scenes worked out, well, you know, behind, kind of like the character actors for Hammer. We got The House of Hammer, Memories of Bray, which is also really, really good. The World of Hammer, Hammer stars Peter Cushing, and it has the 1952 film The Stolen Face, which I'm actually really interested in rewatching. I think I've seen it a while ago. Again, like it's pretty standard here, The Mummy, Blu-ray, and 2 DVDs. Next up is one of the Hammer horror collections that I grabbed from Synapse. I would like to get the other ones. Unfortunately, they're really, really expensive to get. They have stuff like Hands of the Ripper and Vampire Circus. Vampire Circus is one of my favorite Hammer films of all time, along with Captain Cronus. Another one I don't have. But I do have this one here, and this is a fantastic edition. It is Twins of Evil. Twins of Evil is a really good movie. I really, really like this one. It's probably, with Peter Cushing on here, it's got the, of course, the 2 twin girls. What were their names again? I'm trying to see if they're here. Yeah, the Madeline and Mary Collinson. And, is it Damien Thomas that plays them? Yeah. Damien Thomas plays actually probably my favorite of the Count Karensteins here. I really do like the guy that was in Vampire Circus as well, but I think this is my favorite Karenstein Count that we see throughout the Karenstein trilogy. Twins of Evil is a fantastic film. Not only is it a great film with a great restoration, there is actually some awesome features on here. There is an 84-minute documentary called The Flesh and the Fury Exposing Twins of Evil. And when I say in-depth documentary, I really mean it's in-depth. Not only does it talk about the Karenstein trilogy, but it also talks about the origin of Carmilla, and it talks about the basically the kind of like, when I say origin, I mean like the actual literal origin as well. There's the props that Hammer built, the Kinsey collection, which is a Blu-ray exclusive, by the way. Deleted scenes, which are Blu-ray exclusive. Motion Still Gallery, also Blu-ray exclusive, and isolated music, effect scores, and TV spots, which are all Blu-ray exclusives. Synapse actually makes it worth your while to go out and search out the Blu-ray copy as opposed to the DVD copy, because there are some really cool exclusives on here. Next up is the one that I have from Arrow. And this is one that my dad actually got me, and it is The Hound of the Baskervilles. This is an awesome, awesome film. Hammer really kind of horrors up the Hound of the Baskervilles without actually kind of like messing too much with the source material. Less Hound, more evil. Well, if you know the bad guys, you know what I'm talking about. And this is a really good edition of this film here. This is definitely the definitive edition. We also have of course, another commentary with Marcus Hearn and Jonathan Rigby, because these guys do amazing commentaries. Really, just listen to one, they're awesome. Release the Hounds. It's a fantastic documentary on the making of the film. Just really goes into it. Andre Morel, Best of British, a feature looking at the great late actor, which I have not watched that one yet. The Many Faces of Sherlock Holmes was a documentary done in 1986, and from the looks of it, it was done to kind of promote, well, it's talking about all the different Holmes that were out there. There were some scenes kind of shoved in for Steven Spielberg's Young Sherlock Holmes, which is a movie that I like that didn't get a lot of credit back in the day. I think it was an underrated film. I actually thought it was really fun, especially for like kids' introduction to Sherlock Holmes. Not the best Sherlock Holmes, but it is a fun one. So that was actually showcased in here as well. But it showed a lot of really different Sherlock Holmeses over the years. And it's hosted by Christopher Lee and does a great job of it as well. Actor's Notebook, Christopher Lee, an archive interview in which the actor looks back on his role as Sir Henry Baskerville. We got the Hound of the Baskerville excerpts from the book read by Christopher Lee himself. Just some really great stuff. If I can see. And this is a Blu-ray edition, and it does have the actual. So just in case you thought you were losing out, it does have the classic artwork as well. So you're not going to lose anything there. It's a great edition of the film, and it's really worth it to have in anybody's collection. Next up are two ones that came out by Millennium Entertainment. They haven't put out any more of these, and it's such a sad thing because they did such an amazing job with the editions and the films that they did put out. First off is Frankenstein Created Woman. I actually do dig this. This is kind of a mind trip of a film. It's a very, very different Frankenstein film. And you, of course, got Peter Cushing, Susan Denberg, and Thorley Walters. Thorley Walters was in so many Hammer films. So I'm going to take this one out and show you, because there's some cool stuff here. So we got a commentary featuring Derek Fowles, Robert Morris, and, of course, Jonathan Rigby. We have Frankenstein Created Woman trailer, of course. World of Hammer episode, The Curse of Frankenstein. It's on here, but the World of Hammer episode, Hammer stars Peter Cushing's on here, and a brand new documentary, which I really do recommend, called Hammer Glamour. But that's not all. See, these here had these really cool slipcovers. Of course, it's the same as the case here, but that is definitely not all. As you can see it in here, you can see this. And I'll take this out and show you. So if you got the chance to get this one, especially if you get it brand new, because I'm guessing some, if you get it secondhand, some copies may actually, unfortunately, have taken these out. But this here are some lobby cards that they put in. So let's look at them now. So first off, we have Frankenstein Created Woman, a beautiful woman with the soul of the devil. And we also have the classic card that's pretty much, it's that scene I don't think is actually in the film. It's more of a promotional scene, but it's really cool. We have a wonderful, wonderful headshot of the late, great, fantastic Peter Cushing. I love this picture right here. It's a fantastic picture of Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein himself. We have another shot of a poster. How Hammer created the ultimate in evil. And again, another scene. This is an actual scene from the film Frankenstein Created Woman. So there's spoiler alert. No, but that doesn't really give anything away. But it's a fantastic little film, and it comes in this here. I did dig it a lot. Some people aren't big fans of Frankenstein Created Woman. I think if you're collecting Hammer, you really do owe it to yourself to have it in your collection and to have this edition in your collection as well. The Hammer Glamour documentary, even if this isn't your favorite film, is well worth it. And those cards are freaking fantastic. Next up is Dracula, Prince of Darkness. Yeah, this is the other one they put out. I was really hoping they would have put out more. So this one here, again, has some great features. We got a commentary featuring Christopher Lee, Susan Farmer, Francis Matthews, and Barbara Shelley. So we got a lot of the cast there. World of Hammer episode, Hammer stars Christopher Lee, which is a great companion to the Hammer stars Peter Cushing one on the last Blu-ray. We got a documentary, Back to Black, which is a really good documentary on this film right here. We have a restoration comparison, restored original trailer, stills, gallery, and this, of course, you know what's going to be in here. We're going to open it up, and yes, there is more lobby cards, postcards, what do you want to call them. So first off, there is this amazing picture of Christopher Lee here with the castle in the backdrop. It was a fantastic action shot from close to the end of the film. Great picture with a couple of the female actresses in the film. I love this picture here of like kind of Christopher Lee doing the seductive vampire thing. And another one, The Beautiful Vampire Bride. I think that's The Vampire Bride. It's been a while since I've seen the film. If I got that wrong, let me know. But again, it's a great addition, and I mean, not only does it come in with these cards, but also has this really cool like collectible cards on here, and it has a slipcover too. So if you can get the slipcover and the collectible cards, just incredible stuff. I wish Millennium would have put out more stuff. Now the king to the collection, and what a lot of you guys really wanted to see. You kept asking me about it when I showed off the other one, and you said, "Are you ever going to show that red and black set again?" So yeah, I am, and here it is today. So this is the Hammer collection. It's Region 2. It came out from England. It's a 21 disc collection. So there's a lot of movies. As you can see, you got Christopher Lee right there. Got a bit of a description on the back. And I think this here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is Valerion from Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Talks about the fact that this definitive set includes like 21 classic movies, 5 audio commentaries, exclusive audio commentary for a specific film here, which I'm going to get into, interviews with cast and crew members, featurettes. We're going to look into this anyway. So this opens up like this. I'll show you. So it opens up like this here, and comes out like that. And there is a booklet which we'll look into first. This booklet includes like some write-ups on Hammer. You can see Frankenstein Created Woman right there. Some great pictures of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Got some pretty much action photos here. And this has got a good cross-section of like Hammer's horror and action, bunch of their other stuff. So we have, some great writing up here. What a fantastic picture of Christopher Lee that is. And, and then it goes through each of the films. So, now, the booklet would have been awesome enough as it is with the films. But they did include, just like those Millennium editions did, some postcards. So we got Dracula, Prince of Darkness. So that one's going to be a double over there. And as you can see, we have Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, Quatermass in the Pit. Many people actually mispronounce that and say Quartermass. I think you'll get that more in North America than you will in the UK, where basically they really do know this character. I wish there was more done with this character. I'd like to see more done with that today. We have the reptile. It's a very dark one here, but I think you can see it better like that. I do really like the movie, by the way. I have one for Frankenstein Created Woman, so that both those are going to be duplicated in that set, which is okay because I love having the Blu-ray and the DVD edition as well. And we have 1 million years BC. So we'll look at these as we go along here. So they come in these special kind of cases here. These are like DVDs, and the Hammer collection in book 1. As you can see, there's Christopher Lee as Rasputin, and we have Ursula Andress as she on the back. I'm going to call it she. So when you open it up, it gives you like a description, and it'll tell you if there's any features on it as well. So this one here has she, the nanny, of course, with Bette Davis, Dracula, Prince of Darkness, Plague of the Zombies, a particular favorite of mine from Hammer, by the way, and the fantastic film Rasputin. So let's just check and see if it has any features on any of these here. So with this set here, we do have an audio commentary with Jimmy Sangster on for the nanny, and it was like considered like a pretty big deal at the time for this commentary. It's an exclusive commentary, I think. Dracula Prince of Darkness has a 57-minute documentary called The Many Faces of Christopher Lee. The others just have like trailers, but already we're started off some great stuff. We got an exclusive Jimmy Sangster commentary. We've got a 57-minute documentary with Christopher Lee. This alone, with these films, would make this worth it. But this is just the first. There are 4 of these to look at. Next up, we have Raquel Welch here from, of course, 1 million years BC. And creepy, we have the reptile. I do find this really cool. So next up, we have the reptile, and I do love this movie. I'm gonna watch a lot of these movies soon and start reviewing them here on the channel. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Let me know if you like my new intro that I used, by the way, this time. I'm just trying out some different stuff. We have the witches. Interesting little film. I don't remember that well. I think it's Joan Fontaine there in that one. We have 1,000,000 Years BC. The Viking Queen. And Frankenstein Created Woman. So as you can see, we have like a wide selection. It's not just horror. There's a lot of different stuff in here. On this one here, trailers with the witches. And we have one feature on it, which is some interviews on 1,000,000 Years BC with Raquel Welch, and of course the guy that worked on the special effects, Ray Harryhausen. So interesting interviews to check out on that one as well. Next up, I'm going to guess that this is from probably The Vengeance of She. And this is probably, I'm not sure if it's Quatermass or not, but that is Andrew Keir. So we'll just check it out and look and see. So it is Quatermass. So that's Quatermass and The Pit, a really good film actually. It is The Vengeance of She. Not one of their best films, but it is a fun little, kind of like an adventure film. Then we get into their occult films with The Devil Rides Out. Prehistoric Women, I think that is that Martine Beswick? Looks like Martine Beswick. And Scars of Dracula. So I do have a DVD of Scars of Dracula. This is before I got. This is after I got the one from Morocco. And so this one has Quatermass, The Pips, has the trailers and everything except Scars, which has that feature-length commentary with Roy Warbeck and Christopher Lee that I sought out for so long, and that I actually bought the French version over in Morocco. Now I have it here as well. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had the chance to really delve into the set the way that I want to, because shortly after I started like a new position part. I've been slowly moving up in my job, and I've been working hard and getting that done, so that I can actually get more stuff to show you guys. This one here, by the way, is David Prowse himself as Frankenstein. So that is Darth Vader there in Frankenstein makeup. And this one here is from To the Devil a Daughter. So let's just see which Frankenstein movie this is from. I'm pretty sure I know, but let's check it out. And yep, it is the horror of Frankenstein, which I really did like. We got Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. I like all of the Hammer mummy films. I don't think there's a bad one, a lot in my opinion. One that I watched when I was young, Straight Until Morning. It's kind of a strange serial killerist Peter Pan kind of film. A really unique film. I really did like this film. I saw this one back in the day on CBC Late Night. The classic and underrated Fear in the Night with Peter Cushing. We got Demons of the Mind. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, and I really want to watch that one again. And of course, the last of the real Hammer films, and they didn't know at the time though, To the Devil a Daughter. So are there features? You bet your there are. The Horror of Frankenstein. We get another feature-length audio commentary with Jimmy Sangster. We got an interview with beautiful Veronica Carlson on here. Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. We get interviews with Valerie Leone and Christopher Wicking, and also radio spots, which I really kind of dig. Straight Until Morning. There's a commentary with Rita Chishingham. She's a unique actress, and I did kind of have a crush on her back then in the day. I thought Shane Bryant did a really good job in this movie here. There's a commentary here again for Fear in the Night with Jimmy Sangster. I'm actually really excited because I've never really looked into the commentaries on this one here. Demons of the Mind, again, we get another full-length audio commentary with Peter Sykes, Christopher Wicking, and Virginia Werthel. To the Devil a Daughter is probably one of the best features, and the one I did watch as soon as I got the set. I opened up the set, took it to the Devil a Daughter, and watched this here. It was a really incredible feature. It's called To the Devil, The Death of Hammer. A documentary featuring director Peter Sykes, Royce Giggs, the two main screenwriters, actors Christopher Lee, Hunter Blackman, David Anthony, and there's an interview with Eddie Powell as well. And it's basically talking about the last Hammer film and how they didn't know it at the time, but this was going to be like the kind of their swan song. So much more was planned to do with it. Now, I didn't show you the booklet very much because I wanted to surprise you with what the films were. But as you can see, as you will see, each one of the films on this set has a kind of a little synopsis, the date, and everything on there. A picture up top for the film, and just some incredible stuff. As you can see, there's Charles Gray right there. It's just a jump to the left. I want you guys to be able to see these here, and of course on the back here we talk about the some of the people that are on it. It talks about the commentaries. The box set features 6 audio commentaries, which includes contributions from the following filmmakers: Roy Baker, Renee Glenn. She appears on the commentary of The Nanny. She's not even mentioned there, actually, and it's appearing on it, I don't think, unless I missed that. Christopher Lee, Jimmy Sangster, Peter Sykes, Rita Tushingham, Virginia Werthel, who, of course, appeared in 2 Hammer films, and is the widow of the late Ralph Bates, one of my favorite Hammer actors. I think he's one of the most underrated ones. And Christopher Wicking, of course, who was a screenwriter on movies like Demons of the Mind and To the Devil a Dollar, so he worked on the occult ones. So again, this is the way that it comes out. You close it up like that. It stays in there really well. And there's the bottom in case you want to see it. So there you go, guys. There is my complete Hammer collection. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I had a blast making this here video. I'm going to be playing around with some of the equipment on it to hopefully make this more change up the intro, let you guys see a little bit of some of the stuff that I got and some stuff that I can show off and get into. So with that, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the new intro. It's a little long for this. I'll be working on that and kind of like making it making it a little bit smaller, but I just wanted to try something different. Hope you guys have a great night. And for me right now, you know what time it is. Aside from putting all those movies back, which I gotta do. I'm thinking of watching one, but I really can't yet because my better half is sick tonight, and I think she'd really enjoy watching these here with me. So those are ones we're going to watch together, and maybe I'll even try to convince her to, even if she can't come on screen, to actually off screen give her opinions on some of these Hammer films when I do the reviews. Thanks for watching, guys, and for me right now, it's time for tea.